They were listening long before the bullets ever flew. It's the early 1990s. South Central Los Angeles is a battlefield, not with tanks or missiles, but with poverty, crime, and systemic oppression. Amid this chaos, a voice begins to rise. Not from a politician, not from a preacher, but from a young man with a mic, a message, and a target on his back. Tupac Amaru Shakur at 21. He's already impossible to ignore. His lyrics cut like blades, raw, furious, poetic. He's not just rhyming about the streets, he's indicting the entire system. Police, courts, media, even the music industry itself. He's dangerous, not because he's violent, but because he's loud. Unheard, the Bureau takes notice. At first, it's quiet. A few field agents filing reports on lyrics. Then come the phone taps, a watch list, a file that starts with a few pages and eventually grows to over 4,000. This wasn't about music. This was a man the FBI feared could become something they'd fought before. A black messiah, the kind that unites people, the kind they've historically tried to silence. You see, Tupac wasn't just a rapper, he was the son of revolutionaries. His mother, Afeni Shocker, was a former Black Panther, once acquitted of plotting to bomb multiple New York landmarks. His godfather, Assata Shocker, the woman still on the FBI's most wanted list to this day. Tupac didn't learn revolution in a classroom. He was raised in it, and the FBI knew it. There are whispers that his rise wasn't just monitored, it was manipulated. August 1992, Marin City, California, a neighborhood festival, a scuffle breaks out. A gun is fired. Tupac is blamed. No one is hit, but suddenly he's facing charges. That same year, he's arrested multiple times. Assault, weapons, disorderly conduct. By 1993, Tupac's name is in the headlines more for arrests than for albums. Some incidents are real, but others, they feel timed, precise, almost too convenient. It's like the world wants him angry, wants him violent, wants him destroyed, and then comes 1994. Tupac walks into Quad Studios in Manhattan. He's set to record with other East Coast artists. But in the lobby, masked men ambush him. Gunshots, he's hit 5 times. Miraculously survives. And as he's wheeled into surgery, bloodied and dazed, he looks directly into the camera and says, "I just want to say to my mother, I love you." That footage goes viral before viral even existed. But hours after being shot, Tupac is arrested, not his attackers. He's put on trial for a sexual assault charge filed months earlier, a charge he always denied. Days later, while still recovering from bullet wounds, he's convicted. February 1995, Clinton Correctional Facility. Tupac sits behind bars. His bail set at $1.4 million, an astronomical sum. The message is clear: stay locked away or play the game. Enter Knight, CEO of Death Row Records, tied to gangs, feared by many. He offers to post Tupac's bail in exchange for a 3-album deal. Tupac accepts. He's released from prison, and the next phase begins. But this isn't freedom, it's a gilded cage. Tupac is now under death row's thumb, surrounded by blood money, paranoia, and enemies on all sides. The FBI surveillance doesn't stop. In fact, it ramps up. But now, it's not just the Bureau watching him. It's the streets in one direction. The East Coast, West Coast feud. A bitter, media-fueled war with Bad Boy Records. Biggie Smalls, and Puff Daddy. In the other, law enforcement. Watching, waiting, documenting every move. And somewhere in the middle, Tupac. He tries to warn us. In interviews, he says, "I feel like I'm being set up to be the scapegoat." He talks about feds following him, his phones being tapped, cars parked for days outside his house. People laugh it off. Paranoia, they say. Just the cost of fame. But then, September 7th, 1996, Las Vegas. Mike Tyson fight night. Tupac's in town. Excitement buzzes in the air. After the match, there's a scuffle in the MGM Grand Lobby. A man named Orlando Anderson is attacked by Tupac and his crew, a known gang affiliate, tied to the Southside Crips. Hours later, 11:15 p.m., Tupac is in the passenger seat of a black BMW. Suge Knight is driving. They stop at a red light on Flamingo, and Koval, a white Cadillac, creeps up beside them. Gunfire, 13 shots, 4 hit Tupac. 6 days later, on September 13th, he's dead. The world mourns. Streets overflow with fans. Murals, tributes, vigils, but no arrests. No convictions, no justice. The white Cadillac, never found. Key witnesses, silent or dead. But here's where it gets darker. Declassified documents reveal that the FBI was actively monitoring gang activity tied to death row records. They had intel on Orlando Anderson. They had connections to dirty LAPD officers, informants, undercover operations. So the question becomes, what did the FBI know? And when did they know it? Because here's the thing. Some former agents have since spoken out, off the record, claiming that information was lost, that evidence was mishandled, that Tupac's murder wasn't just a gang hit. It was the perfect storm, a convergence of state neglect, targeted surveillance, and silent complicity. Did the FBI kill Tupac? There's no smoking gun. But did they monitor him, infiltrate his circle, know he was in danger, and do nothing? That's not just possible, it's probable, because it's happened before. Martin, Malcolm, Fred Hampton. All names that were watched, tracked, neutralized. What connects them all? They were young, black, and powerful enough to inspire millions. So, maybe, in the end, this wasn't just a rap feud gone wrong. Maybe it wasn't just a violent night in Vegas. Maybe it was the quiet conclusion to a war the public never saw. A war fought not with bullets, but with fear, files, and a slow, systematic breakdown of a man who dared to speak too loudly. Tupac once said, "I'm not saying I'm gonna change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will." He knew the cost of being that spark, and still, he burned.